cover is the overview of the program, just going through everything. And then I also want to just focus on the key areas for you guys. Where do I focus on in this program and how does it work? And here come the text messages rolling in. How to share and collaborate with your team members. Also, a one-click login. I kind of stumbled upon that when I was playing around, but just to bookmark it, and you can jump in and log into your program anytime. And then also some questions and answers. So with that being said, the new online Commitment to Excellence, you can also use it offline. I've had a few people who have requested, you know what, I don't want to use it online, I just want to use it on my desktop, and you can absolutely do that. But to get the full potential out of the program, it's definitely needs to be used online. It's just a CTE, and then I've got the link set up to either you can log back into your account or you can create a new account and create your account, and then you just upload that file into the program. And it's built for teams up to 30 team members, so as many buyers agents or listing agents or even the ISAs, which has now been integrated into this that you have on your team, you can add them in and have everything in one spot for your team. So I just want to go through this real quick. Len Nevin, a team leader in Arizona, sent me this, and it just like it was a no-brainer. Like that's exactly what this program was designed to do. But the top 6 reasons agents fail in our industry, and the #1 reason, and that's where this program came from, was to get agents to know their numbers. There's just no way to be successful and consistently successful if we don't know our day-to-day numbers that we're actually doing. So this program will track every ounce of your business. 2, they focus on buyers instead of sellers. So I guess basically what that is saying, where you can probably survive on buyers for a while, but eventually you have to list to exist in this industry. And with listings come the buyers, and that's where your true business will develop. And again, this program will track and tell you exactly where your business is coming from. #3, and I would beg to almost differ that this is probably #1 if you talk to Gary Keller, but they don't prospect consistently. Again, they don't lead generate on a consistent basis. They may do it for a little while, generate some business, and then it may die off, and then their business will die off. It's inevitable if we don't do our lead generation that we're going to eventually, our business will eventually run out. So they don't prospect consistently. This thing will tell you right in front of you at all times if you are doing your lead generation or if you're not. It's got right in front of you what you've done in the last 30 days for lead generation. It also tells you what you've done in the last 10 days. And then it also has that heart rate monitor of all of your contacts and your appointments you've been setting on listing and buyers. So you can see that at any time, and it's always right there in front of you, so you can say, look and see in your last 30 days, you've only made a few contacts and a few appointments. It's blaringly obvious that you need to get back into the lead generation. #4, they don't hire staff. And I guess this comes to a point where you get so busy that you try to take it on yourself, and maybe you burn out or your business falls apart from that. But this system will allow you to hire staff. If you get to a point where you need to hire an admin, that's perfect. You can now share this program with them where they can be doing the day-to-day entries into the program, and then you can just be monitoring it and giving her or him the information. #5, they fail to implement systems. And again, I think it's pretty obvious if we don't have systems and models in our business, we're just not going to reach our full potential. #6, they don't write a business plan, and that's the first thing you're going to do when you start the program, and hopefully everybody's already completed that. I'll touch on it a little bit here, but I just want to go over everything. So with that being said, in our company, and I'm trying to keep this program 100% KW. I don't want to go outside. I don't want to deal with other companies. I've been with KW for 10 years, and I truly believe in this company. And the #1 recruiting and retention tool that we have is our MREA book. And everything in there is a complete guide to how to run your business, and it does it perfectly. The one thing it doesn't do is it doesn't really give you the tool to actually implement it all, and that's where this thing came from. It's been in the works for a long time in my mind, and just trying to get it all together was a chore, but it is finally here, and we're going to keep developing this thing to make it work for you guys. So this will track everything you learn in this book. You'll open up this program, you're like, oh, yeah, it's right there. The economic model, all those things, it's exactly how this book teaches you. All right, so what we're looking at here, and I want to talk about how this flows. There's 6 areas here of importance, and those are those 6 right in the center of your screen. The first thing here is our training center. So if you're a brand new agent and you need to get up and running and learn all the KW systems, the E-Edge, the E-Agency, My KW, and all those ins and outs and how to set up all your marketing and your campaigns, all of that is done in this center, and it does in a checklist in checklist manner where you get to mark off everything you complete, and then you can pick up tomorrow right where you left off. It just gives you that complete roadmap, because as a new agent, I know it's very overwhelming when you come on board, because there is so much stuff now from 5 years ago, even to 10 years ago. When I started, it was pretty simple, but now with technology just blowing up, this will simplify your training for you. Your business plan, which is the most important piece. So one quick thing on the 6 gauges here, they'll give you a quick little summary here, and then all you're going to end up doing is hit the go button to go into those. So I'll touch on the business plan, but you're going to go in there, write your business plan. If you're an individual agent, if you're a team, you can put their goals in there as well, and I'll show you that real quick. But it'll give you that summary. The My Business is right here, so you can always see where you actually at right next to your goals. You'll always have that right in front of you, and that's very pendings and closed. So this section is one of the key pieces. So the My Business and the lead generation are really your 2 areas of entry, and it'll take you just a matter of 20 minutes a week to enter in your information. In your My Business, all you're doing here is just entering in your contracts. If you take a listing, enter that in, and I'll show you that here as well. If you take a buyer under buyer rep, enter that in, because we want to also know how many buyers you have out there and how much potential income is sitting with those buyers. If something goes pending, just simply enter that in. It'll walk you through entering all that information in. Lead generation, and I'm just going to walk through this flow here. So this is the #1 thing that we can do for our business is lead generation. So we do our lead generation every day. If you have the Team Enhanced version, you enter your lead generation on a daily basis. The way I originally built the program was you enter it on a weekly basis. If you have that version where you're entering it on a weekly basis and you want daily lead gen tracking, just shoot me an email, calvinmergen@gmail.com or calvinmergen@kw.com, and I'll enhance your version. I found that to be much more useful to track on a daily basis. So you're just entering in how many contacts you made, how many listing appointments you set, how many buyer appointments you set, and then it'll automatically track when how many you have actually signed up when you enter them into your business. So the way this flow works is, #1, we do our lead generation, and theoretically through our lead generation we should, #2, generate leads. So I've put in a lead tracking system in here. If you have a great lead tracking system already, perfect. I would continue to use it. I've just heard so many struggles with people putting people into maybe an e-edge, and they put them on a campaign, and then 2 weeks later they really don't know where that person is and what they're getting, and they struggle. And just getting automated campaigns, it's really going to have a low % of conversion. When you're talking with leads, some of you met at an open house, to convert them, it's going to take personal touches, phone calls, personal email, maybe a text if you have that relationship with the person. And this system will allow you to track all those personal touches for you. So you do your lead tracking, you do your lead gen, you generate leads, you do the proper follow-up with them, and then they turn to you and they say, all right, you did a great job of following up. I'm now going to list my home with you. And that was the idea. Well, that's where the listing checklist and pending checklist comes in. You enter the listing into your business, and now you can actually track the steps that you do when you take the listing. So I know a lot of us do a listing presentation, and we make a lot of promises to that seller of the things that we're going to do and how we're going to market that home. Now you have a complete checklist of everything that you're doing with that listing that you guys can track in an online platform. And it's very visually easy to view and understand how all of your listings are doing and where they're at in the process. That was kind of my idea on this and the lead tracking center is I want to see everybody in one spot and where they're at in the process so that I can make an educated, like on my leads, I can make an educated touch every time I'm following up with a lead. I'm not a huge believer in just put them on a campaign and let it go. I think we need to be able to make educated touches, and that's what this lead tracking will do for you. And then, again, I'll touch on the transaction checklist. I'll go through that with you guys. But again, if you have a great system already for that, that's fine. You don't have to use that. If you don't use these last 2, it won't affect anything. So if you do need to use the My Business and the lead generation to get the full potential out of the program. We need to enter in that information, and it's going to give you some very valuable information. The lead tracking and transaction checklist, if you don't have a great system, this is a great system. But if you do have one, you're fine to utilize whatever you're using as another option. Down at the bottom are all automatically generated reports for you. So you're only entering in information really into these 4 here on the right, and theoretically you could only be entering in these middle 2 if you're not utilizing the last 2. So you get a scoreboard, which is, and I'm a huge sports fan, so it just hit me one day as like scoreboard. I was watching a game, and I'm watching them coach the team. Well, his game plan completely changes based off the score of the game. And that's what that scoreboard is going to give you, is let you know, are you ahead or behind pace in all facets of your business. So if you have a coach or a team leader helping you out, their game plan is going to change based off of the score. Are you ahead of pace or are you behind pace? And that will go through that with you. The activity pulse is going to show you, are you doing your lead generation on a daily basis or weekly basis? The financial statement will automatically generate for you. It'll put all of your income into the proper columns based off the MRE book. The only thing you have to do there is enter in any expenses that you would have for the month. There's no way for the system to go out and find out your expenses. Calendar of events is in here, and that just shows you a calendar of your activities. I'll show you that. Your lead sources. So I put the MREA book lead sources in here. If you want to add your own, because obviously from the time that that book was written, there's been a bunch of different categories that have evolved. So you can enter in your own categories there as well. The trends report is a great report to be able to view your business. A 411, we're all familiar with that. That is built in here, automatically generates for you. The language of real estate, and on a market center level, we use this to find out how our market center is doing versus the MLS. You know, are we outperforming them? Because that shows great signs for our company and gives us some value that we can bring to recruits. But you can also utilize this, and I don't have a way of pulling MLS data or anything like this, but what it is a flyer for you. You could enter in your own information and print it off, and it's a huge value when you're doing a listing presentation to show them how your business is doing and how the average agent is doing, and you can show that you're outperforming the MLS. And the scripts, this link will go to a page that has scripts on it. That is still coming. So if you actually go to it right now, it is a page that says coming soon, and I'm working on building all of that. So if you're looking to do your lead generation and you need expired scripts or for sale by owner scripts, whatever it may be, you'll be able to go there and grab those. Your little menu bar up top just give you a snapshot of your last 10 days. What have you done? How many contacts have you made? How many leads have you added? How many listing appointments have you went on? How many buyer appointments? How many listings did you take? And this is all automatically generated for you. How many buyers did you take with the volume? Written contracts and GCI. How many closings did you add? And then it'll also show you your next 10 days. You have a closing coming up, and that's 15,000 of income coming for you. Listings expiring, you have one as well, so you're going to take a look at that and actually see if you want to extend it or if it's time to let that listing go. So that's the hub of your dashboard, and it's really the areas of entry are right here in the middle, and that's what I was talking about. I want your areas to focus on are right here. All right, let's get by that. So I'm going to go into the business plan here, and I won't spend a ton of time on this, so I'm just going to go through this. But entering in your business plan, again, this takes about 20 minutes and you do it on an annual basis, and you could obviously go back and fine-tune it any time throughout the year since it is a live document working. So the business plan looks like this, and you'll, as you go through it, you'll, I think it's page 67 or somewhere around there in the MRE book. It's the economic model, and it's just a matter of you saying how much money you want to make right up top here, and then entering in your cap information. We need to know that because we're going to track that for you as well. And then we go down to the percentage. Where does your business come from? Listings or buyers? You get to choose. You enter that number in. But hopefully you know that, and a lot of people don't. But if you do know it, enter that in. What's your average listing taken price? What's your average sale price? What's your commission rates in your area? We want to find out how much money is coming in per closing so we can find out how many units you need to sell, so we can find out how many appointments you need to sell. So it'll automatically generate and tell you how many units it's going to take to sell that amount of money. So 45, and then our buyers is 46. But we don't want to stop our business plan there. We want to know how much work does it take to sell 45 listings. So we walk down the list here. The first question it asks you is, percent that actually close. So if you take a listing, what percentage of your listings actually close? So in this case, it was 70%, and then it'll automatically generate and let you know, okay, that's going to take you 64 listings then if you're at a 70% sale ratio. And then on a monthly basis, that would be 5.4. Then the next question it's going to ask you is, because before you get the listing, you have to go on the listing appointment, and it's asking you what percent of those appointments do you actually get, because now we can find out how many appointments it's going to get. And I entered in 70, and when it kicks out, says 92 is the amount of appointments you need to go on. 70% of those you'll get. That'll be 64 listings. 70% of those will sell. That will give you 45 units. And what's nice about this program is not only do we write the business plan, now we track our actuals versus, because if we're not hitting those conversion ratios, then we're going to have to change and go on more appointments. Or whatever it is, we need to monitor that because we have the game plan now. Now we just have to monitor every step throughout the year, and that's what this program is so good at doing, is monitoring your progress and letting you know any areas that you need to focus or fix to get back on track in your business. So the listing is on same concept on the buy side here, just entering in your percentages. And then if you're a team, this version, 2015 version, you enter in your team member's name, the status, and the only thing the status is doing is maybe a team member leaves throughout the year. You can change them to inactive, and that will pull them off of your report so they're not interfering with your current team members. The role that they are, the GCI goal. So this, and I've got a few questions like, well, can we put in the percent that's split with us? That GCI goal for this year, and I'll work on next year having a full business plan for all the team members as well, but the GCI goal is what their net GCI goal is to make for 2015. And we're going to track your team members' progress as well, and we're going to know everything about their business and if they're on pace to hit their goals or not. Their units, and then what percentage of the GCI of the total team are they actually capturing? And then it'll give a total down here at the bottom as well. So you can see how much you're paying out to all of your team members, and that will automatically funnel into everything else. So that's really all you have to enter on this page. And what's cool about this, because you get a team member scorecard for all of your team members, so if you're meeting with them, you can pull it up and it'll tell you everything about their business and if they're on pace to hit their goals, and if they have any future income coming, which I'll show you. But what's cool about it is if your team members hit their goals, most likely your team in general is going to hit their goals for the year. So it's nice to be able to track all of their progress as well to make sure that they're on pace, because if they're on pace, the team is most likely on pace. So that's the business plan there. The next section is the most important pieces where we have to enter in our business. So what is actually going? Everything will automatically calculate as long as you enter this information in. So the My Business section looks like this, and it's all color-coded for you, and you'll also see up on the top is you have sort buttons by any column. You can sort, filter however you want on this page. But all you're doing, let's say you took a listing this week or took a listing today, you just jump in here under the type, you choose listing, the status is active, you enter the address, and it'll pop up with red squares telling you what information we need to know. So because when you take a listing, we don't need everything. We just need to know the address, client's name, where did that come from, the source, the listing date, the expiration date. The rest will be skipped because we're going to jump all the way over to the price, and that's all we have to enter. So entering in a transaction will take a matter of 30 seconds to enter a transaction in, but doing that step gives you a ton of powerful information. On the left-hand side here, you're going to have all of these things tracked for you. So it's going to tell you how many days on the market every one of your listings is at. And in the blue column, it tells you how many days until that one actually expires. So not only your listings, but also your buyers, because they most likely have a contract with you, and it's going to let you know when that thing is coming up for expiring. If something closes, that's where this days since closing column is. So if you mark something closed, you put the close date, every day it'll keep updating you, let you know how long it's been since it closed. So maybe you're in here one day and you see it's been 60 days since John bought his house. a perfect opportunity to give him a call. Say, hey, John, it's been 60 days since you've been in your home, and just go through your scripts and talk to him. And that just looks so impressive to John that you actually track that and actually know and care about that. And then you can reach out for referrals as well during that time frame. But it gives you a great reason to call your past clients, because that's a huge source of business for your year. So entering in your stuff is honestly that simple, and then it gives you this nice little overview up top. It shows you your little scoreboard. So again, with the score, there's two teams. There's your actuals, and then there's your goals. It tells you I'm in the second quarter. I'm 54 days in, and I have 36 days left. That will just keep updating every single day. My GCI is 226. To be on pace, I need it to be at 199, so I'm ahead of pace, so I'm doing all right there. My active listings, here's what I currently have, 5 for 825,000 and 24,000 in GCI. Active buyers, my pendings, and what have I closed. And you can see on the screen, I don't have any closed showing up because I've filtered them. I don't want to see my closed. I just want to see my actives and my pendings. And if I want to pull up my closed, I can go to the status and pull those back up and take a look at them. But I'm trying to simplify and keep it clean for you. Your income is all tracked here. So GCI, the white line represents the goal, and then the red line represents today, and then the blue represents your future income. So, and that's another powerful thing about this program is you get to see your business and see the future of your business. So many times we look at our business in the rearview mirror, and especially if we're looking at reports on my KW, it's always old data, and you can't fix that. I can fix these future months because I know, hey, I've only got 14,000 coming in and 14,000 here in July. I can fix that. But if I don't know that, I can't fix it. So you get to see all of your future stuff just by entering in your pendings, and then when you put the pending projected to close date, it automatically will put it into the proper area for you. Your cap is tracked here, and then just a quick little summary of your pipeline of leads. So if you're using that lead tracking or the lead tracking system in here, it'll tell you how many people you have in your pipeline, how many 10s you have, how many 9s, how many 8s and 7s. So based on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest. So that's the My Business section. And again, it's just as simple as entering in your contracts and then get a ton of valuable information. The next and most important piece of our business, which is the lead generation. So and I know a lot of people go to Bold, and the big thing there is doing the lead generation and making those contacts. Now you get to do Bold all year long because you're tracking your stuff, and it's going to track all of your conversion ratios for you. And it's as easy as 30 seconds a week of entering in how many contacts did you make, how many listing appointments did you go on. So here's what it looks like. All of the weeks are mapped out already. And if you're in there today on your own file, you'll see that you only see January. Once February comes, February will unlock. So I'm just trying to keep it as clean as possible in front of you. But all you're doing is, in the gray, is how many contacts did you make for that week. And if you have the daily version, it's just every day you enter how many contacts you made, how many listing appointments you went on, and how many buyer appointments you went on. So making sure that you're entering in that information. So that's all you do on a weekly basis. But doing that is going to track all of your conversion ratios for you. That's the lead generation section. The lead tracking, and I am still a fan of this, so if you have not visited this section and you're still looking for a great lead tracking system, let me show you how this works. So when you go in here, let's take a look at this. All you're going to be doing is entering in. So if you went to an open house this weekend and you met a buyer, so I'm using Joe Smith. Obviously, I don't think I've met a lot of Joe Smiths here, but Joe Smith, I met him and I got his information. So I enter his name, I enter his phone number, I enter his email. If I had his address, I enter that. I enter the date that he becomes a lead, and then this little red box here says, how often do I want to touch Joe? So I said every 8 days, tell me to contact Joe Smith. And then on a scale of 1 to 10, I rate him. Is he hot or is he cold? The source, I would enter that in. The price range, the time frame he's looking at. And then if I have a team, who's that assigned to? So I can assign it to a team member if I wanted to. The notes, you can enter in as many notes as you want. It's just a matter of clicking in here and then typing, and then you can view those at any time. So all you're doing in this section is I said, Joe Smith, I want to talk to him every 8 days. So the first thing I do is I choose what was my first touch. I'm not setting up a plan here. I'm actually doing the plan. My next touch is going to be an educated touch. So the first one was a visit to Joe. That was on December 1st. So 8 days from December 1st, on my home page, it's going to tell me I have a follow-up due today. I can come in here. I'm going to spot the red square, and it tells me this is your follow-up. Now touch 2 is up. Now I get to make the decision. What do I want to do for my next touch? Based off of last touch, this is what we talked about. You know, I'm going to give him a call. I said I was going to give him a call. Well, I'm going to give him a call. So you mark that, and then mark the date that you did it, and then you're done. And then 8 days from that being completed, it will tell you to follow up with Joe again. And you get to see a complete timeline of your contact with that lead. And you guys can, every time you're making a touch, you get to make an educated touch. And that will change your lead conversion ratios immensely versus just putting everybody on the same campaign, or even if they're getting just automated emails from you, you're going to have a very low rate of lead conversion. So this will totally change your lead tracking. So that is on here. It'll also tell you the next touch is due within. So I can also see, okay, the next time I'll be talking to him will be in 2 days. 2 days, I can see that on everybody here. All right. Lead tracking, and then do our lead generation. We do our lead tracking, and then we generate our contracts. And that's where this transaction checklist comes from. And I'll show you this. If you are looking for a great system, I think this will solve a lot of problems with your lead listings and pendings. This is the first one we're looking at here is the listings manager. So when I enter a listing into my business, it now becomes available for me to add to the checklist. So I've got XXX Elford Drive. It'll automatically pull the listing date, the expiration date, so I can see how long it's been on the market. I enter in the last time I did a price reduction. And then right up on top here is where I enter in all the tasks that I do when I take a listing. So everything is entered right in here. And then right below it is where I would actually say that is due within blank days of the listing contract. That way it'll populate in this red color or pink color. I guess Sam is probably the best for that, but it'll populate and let me know that that is an overdue task and I need to get that done. I can also assign it to any of my team members right up on top. So I can see Sally has a lot of things that she needs to complete, and I'm going to meet with her and go over why are these things not getting done. So I can manage all of my listings in one spot and see where they're all at in the process. So if I had 20 listings, I could see all 20, everything that's been done and everything that's not been done in one view. So it just simplifies everything. I know a lot of agents that can get to 5 listings, but doing more than that becomes very stressful, and this will hopefully help eliminate that. The pending checklist is the exact same concept, just a little bit different categories. So it'll, once something goes pending in your business, and now it becomes available to add to the checklist here. It'll pull the close date, and then they'll tell you how many days until it's closing. You type in if you're utilizing that, and then also which closing company is it going with. And then here are all your tasks, and you just simply mark them off as you complete them. And it's simple as that, but if you have 5 things under contract, then you can see them all and exactly what needs to be done and what hasn't been, or what has been done on all of my pending. So it'll solve all of that as well. I'm just going to check time. All right. I'm going to go through these bottom reports for you. These all automatically generate for you just by entering in your business and your lead generation. If you're utilizing the lead tracking and transaction checklist, that's just a bonus. But just entering into these 2 sentences, you're going to get this information for your business. The first thing is the scoreboard. So just like if I was walking into a game, the first thing I would do is I check the score, see if we're ahead or behind. And same thing if somebody came up to me looking for me to help their business, so I would say, what's the score? And then I can actually break down your business. But I can see my actual GCI is here. I'm actually projected to finish based off of the time on at 570,000. If I was to be on pace, I need to be at 199. Here's the quarter, days in and days left. And immediately, okay, so I can see I'm winning. Now I look into the middle, and I can find out why I'm winning. Here are my actuals, and here are where I should be at with my goals. And it looks like my goals are winning in almost everything. So how am I actually winning this? I can jump down and see it's because my average sale price on a listing and average sale price on a buyer are way higher than my actual goal. Because my units are way down, my buyers sold are way down, and my total sold, I should be at 36, I'm at 29, so I'm way down. So I can, if you're looking for coaching and tracking your numbers, this would be great to be able to just show them so they can see what's going on, because this may not last. This may be a little fluke in your business here, so we're going to have to get you back on track here to cover if this starts to come back down to where our goals were set. Down at the bottom, you'll be able to see all of your closed GCI. The white line is your goal. The red line will be today, and then you'll be able to see your pending income here. So I can see I've got 14, 14.5, 32, and 85. So again, I'm always looking forward into my business and never looking back in the rearview mirror, because I can't fix anything behind this red line. If I have team members, it'll track who are my top 5 team members this year. And on the right-hand side, based off of our goals, here is who should be and where they should be to be on pace for their goals. So that'll be here as well for you. So that's the scoreboard. The second thing I would look at after looking at the score of my business is this. And I think this is a very powerful tool. You can pull this anytime and you can immediately say, oh, I need to get back to work. What this does is it charts, just like a heart rate monitor, your contacts every single week. The red line will represent today, and then I can see my prior weeks. And the weeks are actually labeled on the top on your program. They're not on the presentation, but you can see which week these contacts were made. So I can see my contacts that I'm making on a weekly basis, and then I can also see my listing appointments on a weekly basis. Are they going up? Are they going down? So that I know if I stop doing these activities, then my business will die. So this is always there for me to look at and make sure that I stay on track and stay consistent with my lead generation. My buyer appointments are also tracked right here on the bottom as well. So I can see, I don't know what I did there, but I generated 55 buyer appointments. So whatever I did, I'm going to do it again. And again, without tracking the numbers, there's no way for me to know that. But now that I have that information, it becomes so valuable to my business. Your financial statement. So this will generate every single, it's actually a live document, so every time you have a closing, it updates automatically. So I can see all of my income every single month. It automatically charts all of this for you. You don't have to do anything but enter in your contracts into the My Business. You'll have all of your cost of sales, so I can see my total income, my cost of sales, and again, cost of sales from the MRE book, paying your fees that you pay to the company, the splits, royalties, referral fees, if you have team members, what you're paying them, and then if you have a few other things, E&O as well. But then it'll show you your total cost of sales, your gross profit, and then you can enter in your expenses for the month. It gives you your total expenses, did you profit share anything that month, and then it'll give you your actual net profit for that month. So now you're truly running your business like a business. You know exactly if you have a profitable business or not, and it automatically generates for you and lets you know what's going on. The calendar of events, again, this is just a visual, and it's showing that today is May 25th, but it's all color-coded. In pink, it shows you when you took a listing throughout the year. In blue, when you wrote a contract. In green, when you have an upcoming closing, and then in black, when you have an upcoming expired listing. So I can quickly jump in here and see, okay, especially if I'm running the team, when's the last time we took a listing? We haven't taken anything this month, all the way back to April 30th. We took one, and then we took two on April 22nd. But I can see that as a visual, and I can also see when my closings are coming up and my listings that are expiring are coming up. So that's always there just for visuals to have. Your lead sources are all tracked. So when you enter in your contracts, it tells you where did that come from, and it'll automatically rank all of your listing sources, your buyer lead sources as well. So you guys can enter in that custom categories for your sources, and it automatically track it all for you. The team member scoreboard. So if you have a team and it does up to 30 people, this I think is so powerful. If I'm managing a team and I'm meeting with John. John's one of my buyer's agents. At any moment, I can choose any team member and pull up their scoreboard. So I can see John has closed $30,000 this year. He needs to be at 19.8 to be on pace. Projected to make $76,000 this year, and his goal is 50. I can see his income every single month and his goal. I see today, and then I can see his pending income. So I'm meeting with him. First thing I'm going to talk to him about is May. We don't have any income coming in for John in May. I'm going to talk about how we can fix that and make sure that he's okay financially if he has a month that he doesn't have the income. But if I don't track my numbers with a system like this, I won't have this information in front of me, and it happens all live and instantaneously for you. And then I'm also going to review what's John done in the last 30 days. Well, he's made 55 contacts. He's had 1 listing appointment, 11 buyer appointments, and he's taken 0 listings and 0 buyers. So right away, I'm going to talk to him about what's going on with those buyers. We met with 11 of them, and how can we get those people under contract? How many contracts did he write, and how many listings did he have? And then I can also see right here all of his active business. So John currently has 5 active listings. He has 1 active buyer. He has 1 pending, which we can see here, and he has 4 closings, which are all charted here. But I can also just see, not only does he have no money coming in May, but I can make sure he has something active in his business. And then every single month, I can see a complete breakdown of his business, how many contacts he made every month. This is all automatic for you. How many contacts, contact to appointment percent, listing appointment, listing taken, buyer appointments, buyers taken. And I can see his trends and see if things are getting better or worse or what's going on. And I can see all the way down to his GCI. So it breaks everything down automatically for you. The team member leaderboard, this will automatically generate for you as well. It just ranks your team members, who's got the most GCI, and tells you where they should be at, are they up or down, and what their actual goal is. And it shows me if they have any active business currently, and John's the only one with active business. So I got to meet with these guys and see why they don't have any active business. Their units are tracked here, where they're at, where they should be, and then also their lead gen is tracked. So year to date, how many contacts have they made? How many appointments have they went on? Listing buyer, what's their contact to appointment ratio, and what's their listing appointment to listing taken. You can see all of your team members and see all of that by simply entering in on those 2 tabs, and then this automatically generates for you. The 411 automatically generates for you as well. Every aspect of your business is on here. Shows you your actual, shows you where you should be at with your year-to-date goal. Are you up or down? And I'm going to kind of speed up here. I think I'm running low on time. The team as a whole, I get a trends report of the team. So I can see as a team how many contacts did we make every single month, what was our contact to appointment ratio, how many listing appointments did we all go on, and how many did we take, how many buyer appointments, how many did we take, how many listings are pending, buyers, how many did we sell on a listing, how many buyers did we sell. Everything is put on here and breaks your entire business down, and you get to see all of it in one spot. All right, I talked about the share and collaborate, and if you have a team or even a coach, you can share your document with anybody and unlimited amount of people. So how to do this is I'm showing a screenshot of what the program looks like online. And right up top right, there's a share button, always there. So if you want to share your program with somebody, and if you're an individual and you don't have a coach, I challenge the share it with your significant other, and I guarantee you these goals will be met by the end of the year. So share it with somebody and be held accountable, and it'll change your business forever. So hit the share button. What will happen is it'll bring up a screen like this. And all you have to do is who do you want to share it with, and when you can decide, do they have to have a Microsoft account or not, you choose that. And then you can choose the option of can they edit it or can they only view it. So if it's a coach, you probably just want them to be able to view it. Don't allow them to go and edit anything. Or anybody, you can choose that option for. Your team members, you want to give them the ability to edit and go in and enter in their lead generation. All of that, that's all you have to do to share that document. CTE today for teams, this is daily lead gen tracking. So same concept here. I get to see all of my team members are ranked, how many contacts they've made today. And I could have this up on a TV, on an iPad, and as they make a contact and enter it into the system, this thing is updating live real time. So at any moment, I can pull this up and see what's going on today. What have they done? How many appointments have they set? And I can set a goal for our team today. We want to set 25 appointments. And this will update anytime an appointment is set. So we're at 16. We're 64% of the way there. So I'm gonna, I can see that at any time. And then my total contacts goal was 110. We're at 56. We're 51% of the way there. We may not even need to hit our contacts goal because we're ahead of pace here on our actual appointment set. So that's CTE today. And then it breaks it down for the month and ranks everybody who's doing the best this month in contacts, and then their appointments that they've set. And then I can see our goal for the month and goal for the month here as well and see where we're at. All of our lead gen throughout the month. Green is our contacts being made, and it puts the day of the month right up here. How many contacts did we make May 13th? 122. We did 17 listing appointments and 3 buyer appointments. And then down here, not only does it track all of your leads, it tracks it by the day. So you can see maybe Mondays are our best day. Maybe we want to focus a little bit more on that. But just simply by entering in your lead gen, it will tell you your conversion rates on the day of the week. So maybe Fridays are a little bit low. So I can see my percent is 19.6 on Mondays. I'm 10.7 on Tuesdays, 12.4 on contact to appointment ratio on Wednesdays, about 15.7 on Thursdays, 17.7 on Fridays, and we don't do anything on the Sundays. So I can see on a daily basis how successful we are on each day of the week. All of my months are charted, so I can see each month how many contacts we made, how many appointments did we set each month on a listing, and buyer appointments. And what was our conversion rate, so I can see how we're doing. And then obviously the month that we're in is highlighted in black. I can see, okay guys, we got to get caught up here to get to where what we did back in April. So I can just have so much information to meet with team members and help hold accountable. Again, it can be viewed on iPad as well. Set it up in your office, have it on the TV, however you want, and just you can actually watch it update live since they're online documents. So with that, I wanted to touch on the one-click login real quick. So I'm actually on my my document right here, and if you have your document open, and I'm just using Google Chrome, just bookmark your page. So I added this to my favorites, bookmarked it, and then I moved it right here on my menu bar. So that's all I have to do is, if I'm in, I'll close this down, but if I'm in my email here, and jump over here, I click my login, and it jumps into my program. That's all I have to do. I don't have to go to online CTE and log in. I can actually just click on it, and then it'll bring me right in. All right, I'm going to open this thing up. Hopefully it doesn't get too loud here. I want to see if you guys have any questions. All right. And I apologize for the delay here. We're a little bit behind. Unmuting everybody. Bear with me one second. All right, I think we might have to type in the answers. I think we're getting a little bit too much on the feedback there. So if you guys can type in any questions that you guys have, see if I can pull those up. All right. And anybody putting anything in here? I'm not seeing anything come through on the manage polls. Guys, I'm not seeing anything come through. Let's see if we have anything. Anybody sending anything in? Want to text in a question, I guess. I just want to get an overview today and make sure you guys understood how the whole program works and where the focuses are. And again, if you're if you have an older version, just simply email me. I'll get you this new daily lead gen tracking. It's kind of slick. I'll go into that real quick here. Every single day is mapped out here. How many contacts did you make? How many appointments did you set? How many did you go on, etc. And I was sure somebody would have Any comments or questions here? I'm not seeing anything come. I'm going to try unmuting again here. All right, the unmuting is not working. That's too loud. And I'm trying to find anybody with a question here. It's not letting me pull anybody up. All right, I had a text-in question here, so I'm going to read this real quick and I'll answer this. Okay, so the question was, on the transaction checklist, how do you actually enter in tasks and enter in the due date? So I'm going to do that real quick here on the list. I'm just going to go into my listings, so I click on listings. Here are all my tasks. Here's everything that's been completed. If I want to add in stuff, it's just a matter of new task, type it in, and then I can enter in that's due within 20 days. And then it'll just keep unlocking the next column. So I can add a new one in, and then enter in the days, and just keep adding them as well. So I can add as many as I want, and then I can also choose any team members up top, and then manage the days due from the list date. So that's all you have to do on that. I think texting is working. Here we go. I'll keep them coming. I'm going to have to redo that task. Looks like you guys couldn't see the screen. So all you have to do here is just simply add as many tasks as you want. As you add tasks, it'll add another column for you. So add as many, just keep adding, and it'll add more. And then right down here is where you'll set the days from the listing date. When does that become an overdue task? Because on my home screen, it will tell me how many overdue tasks I have on my listings. I have 45. I'm going in there, and I'm going to get to work, and here all 45 of those are. I can see them. So I can simply mark them completed. And as I do that, they will, I can mark the date. And maybe on this listing, you know, we didn't have to do that. So I can mark those off. Adjusting the due dates is right here. I just got a text on adjusting the due date. So this, you know what, that's actually due within 14 days. And this is due within 20 days. You can just simply type that in and adjust that at any time. All right, I don't have anything else showing up, but unfortunately I'm not seeing the questions asked here. I know you guys have some. So if you have anything, just text in here to 202-2221, and I apologize. I'll have to figure out why that's not coming through on here, because I know there's messages coming in. I'll give it a few seconds here if anybody texts in, otherwise, so here we go. Good question. And unfortunately, I don't have the best answer for that. So the question was, do they auto-arrange? So when you input your tasks here, and then I'm like, oh, you know what, I got a new task that I forgot about. That is task here. And that's actually due within 5 days. So unfortunately, it doesn't automatically rearrange those. It will still alert you that that is an overdue task, even though it's farther over on the right-hand side. So the best thing to do is when you enter them in, is enter them in the proper order to do that. You can copy and paste and move stuff around, but that becomes a little bit more of a process. But it unfortunately does not do that at this time anyways, and I'll try to come up with a better solution for that. Okay, question about online and getting it online. So let me just take, when you get the document, show you that real quick. It comes in an Excel format, and I just want to, the question was, mine's not online, I can't get it online. So it looks like this. Don't do anything with it. If you want to use it in Excel, you're going to be very limited with your capabilities, but it'll 100% work. But wherever you have it saved, so I'll just save this to my desktop. I save it there, and then all I'm going to do is, if you go to onlinecte.com, so it's onlinecte.com, there's a link right up on top to create your free account. So you create your free account through Microsoft or sign into your existing account. When you create your free one, you just have to fill out the forms. It'll ask you to verify your email. And then once you're verified, it brings you to a screen like this. And all you're doing is hitting, there's a create and then upload. All you do is hit upload, upload files. And I saved it on my desktop. There it is. And it'll upload into here. It's not going to upload this one because I already have it. I could replace it if I wanted to, but that's all. And then it's in here, and then all you do is you click on it, and you're in. And then you can share and do whatever you want to do with it. So I can share it up top here. However I want to do utilize this document. But uploading it in here really gets everything out of the program. And this is simple go buttons to go into any of the sections, but you always have your little control panel here letting you know what's going on. See if anything came in. Emails, check the text here, see if there's anything else. All right, guys, I apologize for that, the comment section not working on here, because I know you guys are firing in, but I can't pull them up. Now, next week on Thursday at 2 o'clock, and I'm opened another program this last week, so I got behind on creating this new recruiting material. But we're going to go over recruiting material, so how you can utilize this to recruit people. Because this truly is a game changer for running a business or even running a team. But it's going to have short videos, a nice 2-minute video, nothing that, because I know how our attention spans are nowadays. You'll have a selection of 5 or 6 different videos you can send out to recruits. You'll have flyers, you'll have packets, you'll have a ton of different options that you guys can utilize those and send out to people. If you're a brand new agent, if you're trying to build, if you're an agent, you're trying to build your downline, and if you run across a brand new agent, it is now a slam dunk in recruiting them. I mean, you get your complete training center. We train them on everything. We write a business plan. We run our business and track it. We track our lead generation. We track our leads. We track our transactions. It just really simplifies everything for new agents. And to get them on board and up and running, and I guess the slide here is just, imagine your office if you had everybody running their business with systems and models and running their business by the book. I mean, the book is already proven it. The concepts I have here are 100% not something new. This concept of lead generation, lead tracking, transactions, and you're tracking your business versus your business plan has already been proven through the MRE book. Now it's just a program built to actually do it, and that's where this comes from. So to utilize this, it's going to change your business in 2015 and beyond. All right, guys, I apologize. I'll get that thing figured out. I'll record. This has all been recorded. I'll upload this online. You guys can jump back to it at any time. And then again, next week at 2 o'clock, I might have a question coming here. That was not a question. It's just a thank you. But again, I apologize. First webinar here, so I'll work on a few of those little kinks that we had and then make sure that we utilize your time wisely. And every time I do one of these, I want to bring value to you and give you guys something to take back to your business. So again, next week, 2 o'clock, and then we're going to go over the recruiting and how you can actually build your downline, or if you're a team leader, how you can build your office utilizing this, because this will change how you onboard your agents, because it's all done in one spot. So again, thanks, guys, and apologize. I'll get those few kinks worked out, and I'll send out the video as well. Thank you.